Like, I think if they were, I'd be very surprised at how bad they were throughout the rest of the matches they played.
Yeah, I'll follow.
But yeah, I think Invictus are definitely the most up and down team in this whole tournament, which is kind of impressive considering how many teams we have of the sort. I think that obviously coming into this one, it sort of goes in this fashion where what we do see these upsets versus TYLOO every once in a while, and then they come in and just absolutely pound their opponent, and that's probably the storyline I'm going to go with here, that you beat the king once, but unfortunately you've done it at the wrong stage of the tournament. And they did this last time as well. This is the second time within the group stage that they've managed to beat TYLOO. And last time, TYLOO came in and beat them in the next series. It did go to 3 maps, but even still, this is kind of what TYLOO does. Like, every once in a while, they have a slip up, and then it gets to the playoffs, and they win every event.
It has been an interesting journey for the TYLOO side so far, though, Mitch. Like, you go back to Pal Summer, they had almost a flawless run in the group stage, right? They dropped that one series to Invictus, the first opening game. There was 2-0s, 8 2-0s in a row. Not just 8. They won the quarterfinals as well, the semifinals as well, and only in the finals against Invictus, they dropped to map. They were looking nigh untouchable. This time around, they've looked like a team who could be beaten, yet they somehow dig in deeper, always have that extra little gas left in the vehicle to kind of get them over the finish line.
Yeah, I think when you're looking towards, for both of these teams as well, I don't think there's too much to say in terms of negativity. Like, obviously you've got that Huatsai and Brand game from Invictus, but for TYLOO recently they've been on a similar form, I think, towards that start. Like, the Invictus game wasn't ideal when they last played them. Since then they bounced back. They beat Tiger, they wrecked Vici, obviously most recently in the Pro League finals. So I don't really see a world in which TYLOO are going to come into this and have that sleepy performance that we've seen from them in the group stages. Yes, a lot of the games were clean. Well, they had like majority 2-0s, right? Pretty much the whole way through. Like, okay, they lose to Invictus, they drop a map to Huatsai and checkmate, to Vici beyond. Never mind, actually, they're way more 2-1s than I actually thought. And the reality is that those games were even closer than I think the 2-1s indicate, because the maps they won weren't exactly stomps, but they wake up towards the end of it. Playoffs, they're here, they're focused, they're ready to take it across the line. And I think that the loss they took to Invictus will, if anything, hopefully, and I'm gonna say this with my fingers crossed, doubly, hopefully make them take it seriously from the start and respect their opponents. Now, I really am. My fingers are crossed.
TYLOO respecting opponents? What parallel universe are you living in, Mitch?
It's the only team that took a map off, that took 2 maps off them, so maybe, I'm being hopeful.
Okay, Dinko, very quickly, I'm going to throw this one your way.
Yeah.
Invictus obviously are warmed up, right? They played a best of 3 series earlier. Maybe TYLOO might get off to a kind of like a slow start. That's something which might go the way of Sharksagi and his men. But I know we have the map video almost ready, but I want to hear your thoughts real quickly. Are you seeing Inferno getting picked by Invictus? We didn't see it earlier today. Yeah. We saw Checkmate go for the pick. Are Invictus going to be mad again to pick it against TYLOO?
I think so, because they did the last time, right? TYLOO picked Mirage, and they picked Inferno, and I feel they won on it. So going off of that, they're probably going to be confident enough to go with Inferno. They won't be thinking along the lines of how many times they've actually lost it and how weak they've looked on the map. But they've won today, and they've also beaten TYLOO most recently 6 days ago on Inferno. So I have a feeling they will be picking it.
All right, let's take a look at the map videos where we should be seeing where this game's going to be heading towards. Is Nuke going to be banned by TYLOO? That's a question now which we can raise quite often. And no, they're not going to ban Nuke. Yeah, Dingo, go on.
I don't get this.
Surprising.
I don't get why Invictus just ban out Nuke, because you're putting it on the third map, which is Mirage, right? And that's a map that TYLOO are very comfortable on. Okay, maybe not recently, but 16-13 win for Invictus last time around. You're going to get a closer game on Mirage, I feel. TYLOO are good on one half of Nuke, and even then, it's just sheer individual skill. So they go for the Inferno pick. Vertigo. This was in the final, actually, at the last PAL. We got to see a Vertigo come through. So finally, something different, Blair.
Something different, but Tom, I gotta say, like, if I'm TYLOO, I'm very happy with the way this played out, right? The fact that they floated Nuke, they were probably expecting, I expected Invictus to pick Nuke if the opportunity was going to present itself, but they pick Inferno, probably TYLOO's best map right now, and a Vertigo coming up, Nuke getting banned, and then Mirage is a decider. So if I'm somebody and his merry crew, I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now.
Yeah, I think it kind of works for both teams, though. Like, obviously, the Vertigo one's going to be the closest of the lot, I feel. But at the same time, the last 2 times we've seen Mirage come through from Invictus, they've won. So they're going with what they know. They know that TYLOO have been working on Nuke as potentially a counter to teams like them and like Vici. So if anything, they're going to have counters and prepared things for their squad. So if they just go back to, okay, this is the bread and butter, you can't do anything surprising. We've watched you play this a million times. If they're confident in themselves in the victory, which after the last performance they should be, Mirage, if anything, makes more sense.
Mirage, of course, could make some sense. Now, Mitch, when you're talking about individuals in TYLOO, one thing which is certain is it's probably the most inconsistent team, right? The only good thing going for TYLOO is any one of these players stepping up can pretty much win a map on their own single-handedly. But there has been a sustained level of inconsistency. You look at Danking, you even look at someone like Slowly, who's usually very reliable, and he's been having a lot of up and down games.
Yeah, the funniest thing actually is that TYLOO, with their lowest rated player, is like 1.1 on HLTV. So like we're sat here going, oh, there's been inconsistencies. They've played some bad games, but they're still their worst player is rated probably as good as the best player on most teams. In fact, great point, the best player on Invictus is rated 1.09. So TYLOO's worst player is rated higher than the highest of Invictus. Obviously, there's a lot you can say about that, a lot of different ways to look at it, but the reality is TYLOO are solid. When one or two don't step it up, you still have that depth there that they're able to bring through towards the rest of the team. Someone else can step up in their stead. You have some obviously absolutely insane plays at times from the likes of somebody who just decides, screw it, I'm going through this smoke. And I think that's almost like it's a really scary thing to play against if it's your first time. The advantage Invictus have is that they've played against them quite a bit now. Obviously, that hasn't helped Vici out in the past, but the reality is, you look at that first map of Inferno, this is where we've seen out of the last 3 times that they've played, Invictus have won 2 of those Inferno games. So there's a good chance that they can at least pick up a map, and from there, maybe we could see a repeat of before.
Maybe. They would be quite a story indeed if Invictus are able to knock down TYLOO to the lower bracket. But gentlemen, I do believe the game's about to go live very quickly. So starting with yourself, Tom, very quickly, predictions.
2-0 TYLOO, confident.
Wow, look at that. Tom smiling and being confident for a change. Mitch, how about you?
I'll go
2-1.
I'll go 2-0 TYLOO as well. I think Invictus were a little shaky against Checkmate. There's a lot to be fixed coming into this, and TYLOO, they should be taking it seriously. So 2-0 TYLOO.
All right, how about you, Dinko? Anything a little different?
TYLOO have never comfortably beat Invictus, right? The last time there was a comfortable win was when they were R-Stars. So I'm going 2-1 for TYLOO, but I feel like Invictus is going to push them all the way on all 3 maps.
I have to agree. Like, if you go back to the finals of the previous RMR, it was a very close affair indeed.
Could have went either way.
Yeah, could have gone either way. I think the final map came on 16-13, 16-14 going the way of TYLOO, but I'm going to go with my boys as well. It has to be TYLOO. I have the mouse pad as well, so I have to be a little bit biased for somebody and his man. It's in my cupboard, Tom. I'm probably going to be putting it on for the finals. Depends on who's going to be winning. We're going to be jumping into the game straight ahead, ladies and gentlemen. So Tom, Mitch, I'll catch you guys after the map number 1. But jumping into the first map here, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be on Inferno. The pick coming in from from Invictus. Look, I don't know, Denko. I'm not a fan of their Inferno. I feel like it's other teams who underperform against Invictus and don't punish them enough, which gives them the edge sometimes. But here we go. TYLOO, they have this pick of side, and they're going to be starting off on the CT side. Summer, the captain, the in-game leader for the team. He's got a kit. He's got a flashbang. The rest of them, it's going to be USPs and Kevlar. And for Invictus, it's going to be Destroyer, who's going to be the utility guy for his team, alongside Viva, which is surprising, right? You'd rather probably see someone like Xiao Sage, in my opinion, kind of be the utility guy, but here we go. Early nade. Not going to find anyone. And Danking, of course, he's going to be very aggressive. It spots a player out, spots a lot of them out, and is slowly going to be peeling away.
Yeah, Danking confident start. He's going to be peeking down in towards second middle early on. I think TYLOO will be wanting to come into this match and not lose twice in a row. It just doesn't happen, that no matter how close it was the last time. And I'm honestly going to read into it. I'm not going to go along with the sentiment or the storyline that TYLOO have some sort of magic. I feel like that definitely could have went either way in that grand final last time around. I think this matchup just is a pretty poor one for TYLOO. And while Flying's got off to a good start, he was so quiet earlier on. Danking, not clean, not clinical. You never see that happening. And now, well, it's Invictus off to a flying start.
Flying start indeed. The store is going to find Slowly as well. Summer, at least his shots are landing. I've never seen Danking with shots like that ever. I feel like that's kind of unfortunate because the flashbang helped it out perfectly. Dingo. 2 of them were just dabbing in front of him, and he could do anything. And 4v2, they know where both the CTs are, and yes, they have a kit, but I feel like this round is pretty much in the bag for Invictus.
Well, somebody up in the apartments, and he's not going to be able to get too much done here. He tries best to maybe take one away. Viva going down. That's something for somebody. A second kill as well. And he will back away. Oh, third kill for somebody.
Okay.
Good damage, but round still goes in favor of Invictus. Just a quick play. Oh, every single player drops from Invictus. That means they'll have to reinvest into the Kevlar. I'd love to see if TYLOO decide to go with this force buy. If they pull out the Deagles early on, this could be a little bit messy. This could be a little bit scary for Invictus moving forward. Because you know how good both of these teams are on the Deagles, but now that Invictus are going to have to reinvest in everything, their money is going to be on the line, right? They lose this round, they take too many players down with them. This could be a bit messy moving forward for Invictus. And there it is, the force buy coming in from TYLOO. Of course, it's going to come through. 3 Deagles early on. Summer slowly attacker. And while somebody on a UMP and a CZ75 for Dan King, he's keeping most of his money available, $900 in that. And over here for Invictus, well, 2 AK-47s, 2 MAC-10s, 1 UMP.
Both the players in the B bomb, so they're playing a very passive setup here, apart from Summer just holding that angle from Arch with the Deagle. But they have opted to just give a banana control completely. The good thing is both the CTs towards B have utility, right? They still have 2 smokes in play. You have somebody playing from the city spawn area, and of course you have Slowly with a smoke of his own as well. And somebody even has a UMP, which could be quite deadly indeed. He's been spotted out, takes a bit of damage, smoke. He's not going to go for it. He's going to wait. Dinko's going to wait for his teammate's smoke, and that's a good smoke. Are they going to push on in is the question. They're not, but somebody, he does so much damage, Dinko, gets a kill, and Xiaosage left limping on 21 points of health. Now somebody, he's on 9 points of health, still alive. He's got a flash primed and ready, waiting for them to make a move, but he's going to use a smoke first. He's delaying them further. And that means once they go for his hit, Dinko, they have utility, but they're going to be down to about 30, like 25 seconds. And is it going to be a fake? This is a ballsy play from Invictus. 30 seconds, and they're going to be heading back towards the A-bomb site.
3 players here for TYLOO at the moment. This is exactly what they want. 25 seconds, that creates chaos. Invictus realize they have to get onto the bomb site, and when chaos is exactly where these pistols will capitalize. This Dan King and Attacker taking the first 3 kills, and that's the round done. Destroy on the opposite end of the map. Absolutely nothing he can do. TYLOO will walk away with not just the round win, but every single player survives on the defensive side.
That's disgusting. That is just disgusting. And Invictus, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of that, Dinko. I mean, sure, they were a man down, then head running straight into like the A bomb set. They still had a little bit of extra time. They could have maybe timed it better. They had a couple of flashes as well. Instead, they just walk on into the crossfire. Great work from Attacker as well with the Deagle, and not even a constellation kill for Destroyer. Slowly just tapping away with the Deagles, and well, they lost a pistol round, Dinko, but yeah, that's a sort of force buy you want to win. And that's going to force Invictus to go for their own eco. Slowly, being aggressive, the nade's going to do a lot of damage. He's going to push out very aggressively. The 2 players left and right, and somehow Slowly he's able to get 1 kill. But Destroyer gets to reply. That's going to force somebody to play from a more passive position. Banana control relinquished by the CTs, and that's a beautiful shot from Flying. Someone who pointed out in that first game against Checkmate Dinko, where he was very, very quiet, but he has definitely stepped things up. But Attacker finds the both of them. They line up, and that's a bomb lost.
Yeah, I feel like Attacker is such an important player for TYLOO in these important matchups. So if he can show up, he can be the player that delivers the wins. And we'll destroy it. He's looking down into a CT spawn, looking for the shots on the Deagle, but it's actually Dan King swinging out the top middle, taking down Viva. Destroy it. Will try his best, but nothing will come of this round for Invictus. But I have to say, coming into this, you know, it's obviously very early and things could change. I know that with TYLOO, never to really trust the early eye test, but right now they're looking focused. They're looking honed in, which is definitely something they weren't against Invictus the last time around. I feel like that Inferno game was just one of the worst games of Counter-Strike we've seen from the two top teams within the region, right? So I was quite disappointed with the last showing, because usually when you hear a TYLOO Invictus matchup is coming up, you get excited because you think it's going to be a good game of Counter-Strike. We know Invictus always force TYLOO right to the edge. The only team that can really actually beat them, just because I feel like their map pool is very similar in that respect. And in terms of the matchup, it kind of works out well. But right now, this is TYLOO showing up with a bit more of a focused attitude. And yeah, moving through Banana confidently here. Slowly probably should have got that kill. Ooh. This is a little bit scary now, but Attacker comes in, sweeps up the final 2 with the AK. Now it's Viva and Flying just left alone, and well, TYLOO are all over the place. I mean, that is not the most orthodox anti-eco round, right? That's not how you're going to place your rifles on the CT side when you're up against pistols. But TYLOO are a different team, a different beast, and we've come to realize normal Counter-Strike does not play out with TYLOO.
Yeah, I feel like for TYLOO, as we all know, they are, the entire style of Counter-Strike is based off the confidence the individual plays. So for them, kind of looking kind of hot here to start things off. They're looking aggressive. They're looking to take fights. They're trying to kind of bully Invictus, I feel like, early on, especially some of these anti-eco rounds where, you can kind of get away with some kind of YOLO-ish plays. But now we're going to be seeing the buy coming out. A little bit of attack time at getting called by Invictus before they enter their first proper buy round. They did have a buy round, a second round, although they lost every one of their members without getting a single kill. And for TYLOO, Dinko, imagine, it's 3-1. They lost a pistol round. Look at the money. Look at the money they have. It is ludicrous.
The money's got into a ridiculous scenario, obviously helped out by the second round force buy win. Keeping all 5 players alive, that's kind of put them in this position. But somebody about to peek down Banana a couple of times now, where TYLOO probably could have tempered that aggression in towards Banana. Slowly the player in the previous round, somebody this time. But it is the SMG, right? It's the expendable weapon. But slowly, cannot afford to go down here without a single kill. He needs to do a little bit of work in towards Banana. He's got the perfect timing for the peek, the spray down for 2, and Bottle, he's the other player. They haven't checked for him, but luckily Dan King's there for the immediate trade.
Oh. I really, really like what Slowly did there, right? Like, he didn't go for the fight, he didn't panic and try to make his escape because he knew there was a possibility he might get double peeked. Instantly, he just hid behind the planks over there, just waited patiently, waited for a play to be made by Invictus, and then wait for his teammate to rotate in from CD spawn, wait for the flashbang. Just very, very well played by Slowly. Doesn't pick up a double kill, but Danking sticking around. I'm not a big fan of that one. And Flying might find an opportunity here to thread the needle, which he will. The 1v3 now to a 1v1, and Attacker's quite a distance away. So Flying, if he plays this right, Dinko, he can put himself in a very, very comfortable post-plant position. He has a Molotov to work with as well. This is going to be very hard. The good thing for Attacker is he's got a smoke, but Flying, he knows exactly where Attacker's going to be coming in from.
Flying has a good angle for it. Attacker just walks right into the waiting arms. Nothing he could have done there. Flying getting the job done. And it's a pretty good start, I have to say, for both teams. That's a round that Invictus desperately needed to win. They get off to the pistol, but this is an important round for them. TYLOO have so much money that it's not really much of a problem going into this next round. Invictus, the positive I have here for them is obviously not Viva being on -1 because he was a very important player for them earlier on, but they've got Flying showing up, and that's very important. He was a non-factor for them over on the previous series, so hopefully he can continue that coming into this. When we talk about Viva being inconsistent, well, this would be one of the worst series for him to go missing in. They need every single individual to show up for Invictus.
They do indeed, and that round though, I want to probably do a post-mortem of that. A 1v3, Dinko, I've seen a lot of clutches being lost, or rather clutch scenarios which they shouldn't be losing, and that was just a big mistake from TYLOO, I feel like. As Summer is going to get the kill, Attacker chimes on a frag of his own as well. They're getting shut down. Dank is going to find Viva. They know exactly where Bottle is, but Xiaosage out of nowhere with a MAC-10, a drive-by, and he finds 2 before finally getting shut down by Danking, who gets a little too over-eager, leaving it in, well, pretty capable hands of Bottle. He has been looking pretty solid so far, although right now, 11 points of health. Can he close out a 1v3, try and emulate his teammate in Flying, who did it earlier? Somebody's doing a pretty good job trying to play distraction, but Bottle's aware of it. He's like, wow, there's only one player out across the smoke. Where's the second guy going to be coming in from? It is going to be slowly sneaking in. The nade. Oh, the Molotov as well, just burning right in front of his feet, but it hasn't touched him. They know he's inside a slide. Slowly he's going to come clearing out the corners. Position compromised, and slowly he's there to get the kill. Clutch won't go the way of Bottle, but Invictus, they made it very, very close indeed, and a little scary there. Nice attempt from Xiaosage to bring it back. It was a rough buy. They just had the 2 MAC-10s, and looking at the money right now, they might opt to go for... I was thinking more of a half buy, but it looks like a full investment will be the call from Xiaosage. UMP, AK-47s, Viva with the Tech 9, a bit of utility being purchased as well. There should have been a 5-1 for TYLOO, except for, I feel like it was a misplay from Danking earlier towards Banana, where he was holding an aggressive angle, untradeable from his teammate towards CD spawn, so at least they bring it back. Now, 5 versus the buy. The double up setup still in place with somebody and Danking. Gotta say though, like both the rounds Invictus have won. I mean, apart from the pistol round, it's come down to clutches. It's come down to individual plays, which is something we saw from them against Checkmate as well. And I feel like if you're gonna try and win maps or games just based off individuals, it might work against some of the lesser teams in the region, but against TYLOO, where they rely 100% on the individuals, it's not going to be that easy. Somebody holding a tiny little angle, a tripwire shot, as we like to call it. Spots a player out, just the elbow, and it's gonna be a bait. He just finds one. Xiao Sage with a quick trade onto Slogan. Now somebody, he is getting hunted down, Dinko. They're pushing him. 3 players coming in from the graveyard position, and he's gonna get caught out flying. Pinces him. It's a 3v3. 2 players inside of construction, and TYLOO, are they gonna go for the save this early? Danking's gonna be falling on back, waiting for backup to arrive in the form of his teammates with the 2 rifles. Just rattling off pot shots through the smoke, hoping to find something. But Viva and Bottle, they're not showing anything. Just playing this very passively, flying with the op. Train towards the entrance from Banana. Smoke gonna be deployed. 20 seconds now to work with for TYLOO. They have the kit. That's one thing going their way. Bottle, when's he gonna peek? The nade's gonna do a lot of damage. A double kill instantly. Summer Attacker finds one. It's all in flying, and there's no time remaining. They just have to stick this one in. Flying's gonna come creeping out. He misses the shot, but a follow-up's gonna find its mark, and that is gonna be Flying, clutching out the round for his team. Everyone dies, and that's gonna be Invictus stealing round number 3. Again, coming down to the 1v2. I'm not too sure what Danking was doing there. He should have gone for the wide swing, helping his teammate, protecting him while he was taking the defuse, but I guess it just wasn't enough time. Huge clutch from Flying. Yeah, Danking was too far away. He came running in, but he was a couple of seconds too late. And with that, well, Invictus, they've managed to break the economy of TYLOO, but TYLOO being TYLOO, they're going to go for their own force buy again.
That is definitely something TYLOO have up their sleeves that a lot of teams don't. And I think Invictus are probably one of the only other rosters that are so consistent at winning these second round, or should I just say force buy rounds overall with these Deagles. When you vest the Deagles out, there's 4 of them left, and they've got a scout in the hands of Danking as well, alongside the kit for somebody. There's a real chance TYLOO can win this. We've seen them win it cleanly in the second round of this game already. The fact that they can win Deagle rounds without losing a single player is a little bit worrying for Invictus, that's for sure, moving forward. They've got 3 AK-47s, they've got 2 MAC-10s. There's a couple of weaknesses here for Invictus, and they also have to realize their economy's on the ropes. So this round requires so much respect from the Invictus roster. Well, Xiao Gate is going to be up towards top Banana, already clearing the close corner. Somebody's just shoulder baiting. He's just looking for this information. As soon as he spots something that Molotov can deploy and he can reposition, funnel them in to attacker. Somebody can play either from CT or go back to ruins and play from the coffin area. But right now, they're trying to work this B-bomb site defense out. A few players over here for TYLOO, 3 in total. Somebody is the player taking the initial attention, drawing them towards CT, drawing their attentions away from the double stack that's currently inside of the B-bomb site itself. And 2 players, if you notice over towards this A side as well, they're close to the archway, so they can make a quick rotation if somebody can delay long enough. And now comes the attack from Invictus.
Oh, the snake can do a lot of damage to him, but it's going to be Slowly. He's going to find the first kill, looking for more. They're going to line up. Dinko Slowly. He's going to find double. They don't check the corner. They don't check the corner attacker. 3 bullets, 3 kills. That's the round. Wrap it up. TYLOO, they get to 5. And they don't check that one corner, Dinko. And they all fall like a house of cards. That was sick from Attacker.
That was so sick from Attacker. And, I mean, the whole setup from TYLOO is just brilliant. You can tell that's something they've definitely practiced that. There's no way you can come up with something so brilliant on the fly. That's definitely something they have up their sleeve. And I love that from TYLOO. They have something to come into these rounds with. It's not just, okay, we've got 5 Deagles, let's play them across the map. They actually have an idea, a setup, a trap laid for Invictus. And look how good it works out. It's just brilliant from TYLOO. And that puts the money from Invictus right back into the bin, blood. And now they're facing what looks like a chance for TYLOO to grab convincing control at the start of Inferno as Attacker opens things up with a headshot onto Viva, who is not getting any better, blood. He's still 0-9.
Oh my.
Okay, that's a nice shot from Flying to open up middle.
There's nothing you can do with that. There's absolutely no way you can react to that. Flying's been feeling it, Dinko. He might have been.
Yes.
Okay, all right, that is just unreasonable, Flying. You can't keep doing this to them as Bottle's gonna join the fray. And
As
this
if
A-bomb
this
site,
is happening.
hold. It's just being wrecked. Just destroyed. And Destroyer's gonna do the smart thing. For a moment there, I felt like he's like, hey, wait, you guys hitting 1 digs? I want to join the party as well. He's gonna do the smart thing, Dinko. Falls back to the safety of the site. The bomb is down. And you were... Is somebody already saving?
How does this happen, blood?
Flying.
It's just
like
it's
you hit
crazy.
shots like that.
It's so crazy. They go on and they lose a round like that against TYLOO. They come back and like, oh crap, my money's gone. That's actually a positive for Invictus. They play better without the guns. They come into this one with just Deagles and Flying just tears their head off. 2 incredible kills. Good stuff from Bottle as well, I have to say. He was the MVP against TYLOO the last time around, if you remember back. I think he posted more than 52 or 50, I think it was around 52 kills against TYLOO the last time these guys played across 2 maps. Now that is huge from Bottle.
Listen, I'm just
confirm
excited.
what that was.
Yeah, I'm just excited with Flying turning up.
52 and 47. Yeah, I agree. I think Flying, I was kind of disappointed we didn't get to see him earlier on today because I knew that, the winner of that match goes on to play TYLOO. I know how important Flying is to the system of Invictus and how important he is. Well, I say system, I guess just how important he is to the team in terms of getting success because he's such an important player because he delivers so much. And while Shouts Gay take down slowly early on, I'm not a fan of this TYLOO aggression. It hasn't really been working in that often, to be honest.
Well, it has been some crazy rounds, Dinko. And I feel like this is kind of like a sign of things to come in the series. It's not going to be easy for either of these 2 teams. It's not going to be clean Counter-Strike. It's going to be a lot of these 4 spies winning rounds. It's going to be individual plays, individual heroics. This A-bomb site hit is going to be facing quite a bit of pressure. Flying, wrapping up bullets, an Attacker, a little bit of re-aggression, finds one, spots a second player out as well. He's looking to take the fight. They go, and he's just going to get to safety in the nick of time. And Danking has a lot of work to do, but he's going to spin around and find a second kill on the Destroyer. Bottle does strike him down, and now it's a 2v3. How long can Attacker stay alive? Not for long. But it's done his job, Dinko. He's delayed it long enough for reinforcements to arrive. However, it's a 2v2. Somebody only has a deagle, and Summer is just getting there as a bomb will get planted.
On planet, Molotov into Cubby. He's going to force Summer back into library, actually. He was probably considering walking forward, but that would have been to his immediate death. So, slows it down a little bit. They do have a kit in the hands of somebody as well. And while Viva's taking down Summer, so that's probably the chances of winning this round. Almost 0 now at this point. Somebody has got to realize that. And that's going to be Invictus tying things up 5-5.
This A site has been, I feel like, a problem for TYLOO. They really are struggling holding on to it. Somebody's looking to get the exit. Cheeky man, he dies as well in the attempt because somebody. But 5-5. Invictus T side, 5 rounds already, 10 rounds played. They're going to be feeling, well, not too happy yet, but they're going to be feeling pretty confident right now, Dinko.
I think both teams will be relatively okay with this start. There has been a couple of moments where they probably would have liked to have not lost to Pistols. But that's something you've just got to expect when it comes to this TYLOO and Invictus matchup. It's always going to be a wild affair. I remember when we had Hawker stepping in for Mitch a couple of days ago, we had this matchup. He gives me a message. He's just saying, "No, TYLOO just having fun." And you just have to realize, no,
naive.
They are having fun, but this is how they've been playing this entire tournament because this is how they approach the game. It's wild. And it made for one of the, I'm gonna say scrappiest game of Counter-Strike I've seen in a long time. I remember just sitting at the end of that game and just watching Destroy with 4 kills on the A bomb site, and somehow in the most important rounds towards the end, he ends up getting the huge kills to stop the A attack. And I'm just questioning how nothing makes sense. Like, nothing is played out the way it should in that whole game, and so we get to do it again here.
Well, let's see if Invictus are going to do better here. It's pretty much almost a full eco, just a couple of deagles as investment. The Destroyer is going to have no trouble finding Summer, so it should be pretty comfortable around here for Invictus. No scares this time around, except for somebody. If he pulls this off, there's no way. Well, finds one. And that's going to be it. Okay. For a moment there, I had my... got a little nervous. You can forgive me for being nervous considering how many forced buy and eco rounds have been won by these two teams. But 6-5, Invictus will get back into the lead after what seems like forever. They won the pistol round and then TYLOO went off to a great start. But now they have managed to bring this one back. 6-5. Again, gotta remind everyone that this is the map pick from Invictus, something which we have been pretty critical of, considering that they haven't really been very convincing on this map. And if you look at just the stats, and also if you look at TYLOO's results on Inferno in the past, not just the recent past, but going back quite a few number of months with this lineup, they have this probably might be their best map, even ahead of Mirage or ahead of any other map. So picking Inferno against TYLOO is a brave gamble. Some people might even say foolhardy, but Invictus, they're making it work. Again, just reminding everyone, TYLOO have lost 1 game out of the 9 best of 3s they've played so far in PAL Fall. They also lost 1 game in the 9 best of 3s they played in the PAL Summer, the previous RMR. And both the games they lost in both the Perfect World Asia leagues have been to Invictus in the group stage. So if there's one team, Dinko, who can make these guys bleed, it is Invictus.
Yeah, it is. And that's the exciting part, because we usually go, okay, it's TYLOO, they're not going to lose games. Then we see Invictus and we realize they're a team that can beat them. Something Vici just cannot do, no matter what. And we'll destroy it with a headshot. Bottle able to follow up, and Dan King trying his best, but only manages 1 kill. And Invictus, they've done it again. They've taken this A site. They've been able to topple the players of TYLOO, and slowly in somebody they start to walk forward, but there's nothing they can do realistically here. It's another shutdown, really. Shouts out Gay getting rid of somebody, slowly the last remaining player, and that's kind of strange to see, because they're just walking over this A bomb site. There's just absolutely no problem there for them, and it's a team effort as well, and they don't actually require flying in this round.
How many actual buy rounds has TYLOO won? Like they won the second round. Then
one, maybe?
1, yeah. So they've won 5 rounds. The first round they won was with the pistols, right? Then it was 2 anti-eco rounds. Then they won that round by attacker with the deagle again. So they've won 1 proper buy round, Dinko, against 1 proper buy round. That's unreasonable.
And this is a map we generally talk about TYLOO because of the weaknesses in the map pool at the moment. Throughout the group stages, we started to put Inferno in as probably their best map, or the map they're performing the best on, right? And the fact that they have only managed 1 proper gun round win, of course, still 5 rounds on the board because it's TYLOO, but nonetheless, it's not impressive. It's not exactly what you want to see from TYLOO coming into the playoffs, because you talk about this team being a different roster when it hits the playoffs, a different team in terms of how they approach it. They don't really slip up, they don't make the mistakes, but Invictus have been the bane of their existence. If they can get over them here, that's a step in the right direction for TYLOO. You know, they can feel a little bit of a weight off their chest. Obviously, you might see them again down the line, but at least you deal with them for the meantime. And Invictus, I feel like they haven't really got that mental block that a lot of the other teams do when they play against TYLOO. I think a lot of them are scared, especially Vici, but Invictus don't really have that problem. Viva goes down early. Nice shot from Dan King.
I like how Invictus are avoiding apartments because they know that the buy is probably not good. You don't want to walk into these close-range deals. They might not, Dinko. They're actually giving the respect to these pistols, and why not? They've lost too many rounds just to the deagles, just to the pistols of TYLOO, and already they've lost a man as well. So this is something they're taking a sweet time approaching. They have sent in Bottle towards the archway, and kind of like an excursion. He hasn't really made his way out. Smoke's going to be blooming, blocking out Dan King's vision. But there is... What is that? What is that smoke? That's... Ugh. What's a smoke, Dinka? What is this? Is it only for the library? Because that's just dumb.
It's a terrible smoke, that's for sure. I hope that it's just a misalignment. Like, either you want to smoke off the archway and focus the fight in library, but we'll get back to that slowly over here. The B-bomb site just minces them. 3 kills just on the edge of the smoke. He's just sitting there. They're not even looking at him. They're not taking him down. They're not setting anything his way. And slowly, just happily takes those 3 kills. That's pretty nuts how he's been able to do that.
They won 3 rounds on half buys and pistols, Dinko. 3 rounds out of the 6 they've won.
TYLOO.
Welcome to the TYLOO show.
It is an absolute mess, to be fair, right now, but it's enough. TYLOO, you know, they can't be fully happy with his performance, that's for sure, but it's about winning rounds, and they've won 6 of them.
Also, did TYLOO try to block that smoke towards CD spawn, or was it again another miss smoke from Invictus? There was a massive gap there for Slowly. He wasn't even just playing at the edge of the smoke.
I hope it wasn't a miss smoke. Like, I would just see too many miss smokes today. We've seen one from Check Mid as well.
What round was that? That was round number 13, right?
Correct.
I'm going to visit that round. I'm going to go back, watch the demos, or if just any of you guys on Twitch watching it, please clip that.
Or you can watch the stream back on YouTube as well.
We can do that, or just please clip it, and you can probably tweet it at us, you know, at Dinko or myself, and I want to take a look at it, because if those are 2 smokes, 2 fundamental smokes being failed by Invictus, and that's why they lost a round,
and this map pick,
it's unforgivable. Yeah, it's unforgivable. I'm sorry, but round number 14, Dinko. It's still another buy, and one thing we know about TYLOO is they can't seem to win with rifles. It's just boggles my mind.
Yep, it's a strange scenario to be in, but it's working out for Destroy. He finds the opening kill. Dan King is going to put 1 kill back in favor of TYLOO. So we have a 4v4 playing out on the server right now. 35 seconds, so there's not a whole lot of time left, and this bomb is going back over towards B. Somebody had an opportunity, but he's unable to take the kill, and now looking for a reposition. Let's throw the flashes up, trying to use the utility to delay them as they come in towards the site. We're trying to avoid them as best as possible. With 20 seconds left, you have to start moving forward to deny the bomb plant. Dan King is able to do it. Viva with the bomb just crosses into the open, and now there's a big problem ahead here for Invictus. They have to get that bomb planted. It looks like they'll be able to do it as TYLOO are setting up for the 3v3 retake.
Wow, that got very, very strange, but a nice peek from Xiao Sage to find somebody makes his retake a little bit harder. Now, you gotta understand, Dan King is very, very low indeed. That scope's gonna be hurt as well, and his teammates now coming in. Flashbangs are good, but they're not able to take advantage of it quite yet. All 2 players coming in from CD spawn. Xiao Sage is gonna find Dan King. That was the important player to find, and it's all an attacker. Great hold. Xiao Sage, the hero of the hour, the IGL, the captain, going above and beyond. A 4K from him to kind of save that round for Invictus, because that got a little messy. The bomb getting dropped there. Viva just going for the swing. I'm not too sure why. There was no utility being used with CD spawn as well, but you know what? They win the round at the end of the day.
I love how that's our measure for how good something is right now, because obviously your mentality coming into Counter-Strike is always, when you're looking at things fundamentally, is just because it worked doesn't mean it was a good idea, it doesn't mean it was a good play, right? But in Asian Counter-Strike, it's got to the point where we'll just take whatever we can get. Plus, it's like, it worked, so there we go. That's brilliant. Let's move on. Let's never really read too much more into it. And well, somebody, it's going to be tying down to 6 HP in a pretty bad start here for TYLOO. A lot of damage being received. The attacker could pull that back. Oh God, he goes down to Flying, who actually has slowed down a little bit since we started talking about him a few rounds ago. But that's a kill that'll get him back onto the scoreboard and let him taste blood yet again. Somebody over towards B. Called off shots again, making a solo play, Blair.
Summer knows it's a fake though, Dinko. You know it's all a ruse. They know there's 1 player towards apartments, but they know that everyone else is towards a B bomb site. It's gonna be somebody, Dinko, and he's gonna get pressured. He's gonna find 2. Now a 3v2. How long can he stay alive is the question, and he's gonna be forced out of his position. Nice Molotov being used. Smoke's gonna be deployed. Bomb should be planted. It's once more gonna be a post plant here for Invictus, and they've been winning almost every one of their post plants. TYLOO on the retake. No kits for either Dan King or Summer. And Dan King now then goes just lying in wait, waiting for Summer to make a play.
Summer trying to pull himself into position. Dan King is very patient right now. And well, it'll be bottled with the immediate headshot. That's the play that someone had to make. And well, Dan King's been tagged on the cross as well. Winning this round is impossible. And well, that's a 9-6 half for Invictus Gaming on Inferno. What a start. Invictus, this is exactly what they kind of need. I mean, you take a look at what TYLOO have been able to do. It hasn't been a whole lot. How many of those rounds are on pistols? How many of those are on low buys? Pretty much every single one of them.
Yeah.
So,
It's...
TYLOO, this is not a good performance out of them at all. And we've hit the playoffs. We hit the stage where there shouldn't be mistakes. There shouldn't be a TYLOO who are just kind of cruising by because of the format. This is now the playoffs. You've only got a couple of games left. Yeah, it hasn't been brilliant. And I think we'll put a lot of pressure for TYLOO to perform like that. But I think this is just becoming a consistent thing when they play against Invictus. They struggle. They just do.
They do. And I don't think anyone's going to be happy, apart from Invictus, obviously, with TYLOO being in the lower bracket. Imagine if you're Tiger or Vici, and you're like, oh god, we lose, we face TYLOO. Like, oh, that's disgusting. Viva, okay, that's interesting from him, but holding solo out towards Banana, no trades possible. Bottle's going to go for the white swingy spots. 2 players out, 3, in fact, but Attacker is going to find him, and they're just wrapping around with his A bomb set, or are they? They've got the pick towards B. They know there's probably just one more player there, and that's a right call. Xiao Sage Denko. He got a 4K earlier. He's got to find more. He's getting hounded down by the Glocks. He's going to find one. But Danking with the immediate trade. Somebody! Oh, he's let them through! He's let them through, Denko. And now it's a 2v3. I'm not sure why Danking's even facing. Get the bomb down. It's a 2v3. Play the post plans. You have Summer all the way to its CD spawn. Just don't make mistakes, please. As Flying's left alone. Oh, thank God.
There's a kit right in front of him here, but yeah, winning this round is going to be very, very difficult. Gotta hope for a monumental mistake coming in from TYLOO. This comes back to the point, just seeing Dan King peek down Banana like that, like a moron, basically. It kind of brings back to the point that Hawker brought up the last time he was here on the broadcast. We was kind of confused as to how Dan King ends up making so many risky plays and never dies. It's so weird.
Because he wins his duels.
Yeah, but he didn't. He's like peeking down Banana and he's just looking at them. He should be, he could be punished for that. He just never will be. It's Dan King. He just doesn't get punished for that kind of stuff. It's kind of cool. I mean, I like Dan King. He's like a somebody, but I'd say a little bit more sane and also a little bit more calculated. Yeah, I think he's so. I think he's slightly more calculated.
I disagree completely. I feel somebody over the years, his intuition has gotten better, and many of his plays, it makes sense, right?
At least in this tournament.
Fair. Danking just is a lunatic to me. Like, he's the sort of guy who lives and dies by, I don't know, he's a sledgehammer, and he's a...
Doesn't die though, blood.
I know, which frustrates me, because if he died, he'd learn his lesson, Dinko, but he never learns his lessons, because he doesn't die.
Maybe I'm just kind of reading into the fact that because Dan King doesn't get punished, he doesn't get punished anywhere near as much as somebody, right? Somebody actually does get punished quite a bit. But Dan King just seems to get away with everything, constantly. Well, nonetheless, TYLOO still down by 2 rounds. We'll see if they can get it done here. It's Dan King opening things up with a headshot. Flying going down. Now Destroyer's going to be tested. He's at the hay bales. And they're going to start running down his position. He peeks out to the right side, but it's slowly with a headshot on the MAC-10. Pretty good start for TYLOO. That's enough to force the save from Invictus. And it's 9-8 on the board.
That's a good save, right? That's a good call right there from TYLOO. If I'm Invictus, obviously, it's always easier in hindsight. They had both the SMGs playing towards that B bomb site. I'd rather... If you're going to be playing that passively, right, in both the bomb sites, I'd rather you go for a semi-stack, like a 4 players towards B or A. And that ways, like if TYLOO do walk into the site, because they were walking in without using much utility, just going for the contact plays, well, they walk into a stack where it's 50-50, you can win those duels. Or you lose one player and you get to save your weapons, right? So I feel that would have been the ideal play from Invictus, but if they can at least hold on to these weapons, I think they're still going to be happy. But TYLOO is on the hunt. Nice spray from Xiao Sage. If I'm attacker, I don't go for this. It's not worth it. You have an AK-47. Delete it.
So Tom has reminded me of a moment when Dan King looked down Banana against 4 players and started doing some no scopes. I also remember him shooting his own teammate in the back.
In the same round.
He is insane. He is just crazy. And I think you have 2 players in this team who are just mental, right? Who fit in an asylum, maybe. Right. The thing is, there's something about Dan King that it's just stupid how he doesn't get punished as much. Hopefully, at some point, he'll get slapped in the wrist hard enough that he tunes his game a little bit, because the unfortunate thing is, Bly, when we eventually return to international events, when TYLOO go and play, because they will qualify for the big events, right? Dan King's not going to be able to do that kind of stuff, and I feel like that's going to be very unfortunate, because he's going to miss out on his shot to show the world what he can do. Because if he just hones it a little bit, he'll be able to perform against these bigger teams. That's something that annoys me about TYLOO.
And I feel that comes with... Okay, let's compare Dan King to Jam Young, right? 2 new players, 2 very sharp players, and how they're so different. Jam Young, he's a smart player, right? He doesn't make too many mistakes, barely makes a mistake. He's so sharp, he's very smart in his approach to Counter-Strike. And then you look at Dan King, who is just a lunatic at times. And it comes with the style of Counter-Strike their respective teams play. For Vici, it's Advent telling them what to do. And for the side of TYLOO, you have somebody who's your role model. You're like, wait, somebody push a smoke, I'm going to push 2 smokes. It's not sustainable, but somebody's wrapping around Dinko. Like I said, again, his flank, so very good. But Viva, he's lying in wait, but it's all a ruse, Dinko. They're just trying to sell this flank towards B, keeping the 3 players there, but the hit's going to be coming in towards A, where there's just 2 players lying in wait, and somehow the pistols are doing the work, Dinko. It's all going wrong for TYLOO.
Well, Attacker and somebody with 11 seconds on the clock. Attacker now stuck in short with a bomb. He's going to be losing this round. Oh my god, indeed, Bly. How has this transpired? He goes down to the USP. Flying gets 3. Don't do this again, please. Oh, why are we seeing so many kills of the default pistols in this tournament, Bly? We've seen full Glock rounds. We've seen USP rounds. Flying gets 3 kills, Bly, against the best team in the region.
With a USP. Oh, nice shot though. But oh my god, like the Deagle got 1 kill. They had 3 rifles. They walk into A and they just like get wrecked by the USP in the pit. Like, but that's the thing. I don't mind. I would love it if Invictus are able to punish TYLOO. But when TYLOO, you know, the team you look up saying, all right, this is the best team in the region. They, you know, with this lineup, if they qualify for, I don't know, like another event in the future when the entire Corona thing kind of dies down, they're going to be doing good. And like, you lose rounds like this, it's not going to work. Oh, they're still going to win, aren't they, though, Dinko?
I mean, that's our prediction. Right now, Invictus are ahead, and Invictus have shown that they can close games against TYLOO, unlike a lot of teams, right? You can see huge leads from Vici, and you know, they're coming for you. But when it comes to Invictus, I actually don't feel as confident in TYLOO when they're down. I feel like Invictus just don't have that mental block. It can actually take it over the line against them. But Flying in the pit catches out 1. It's Attacker and Dan King getting 2 important kills, though, and this just turns it around. Oh, no. Dan King and Summer, they move forward, but it's cleaned up. The last 2 remaining players, Viva and Shasai getting it over the line. And now we look at 11-8 on the scoreboard, and the money is still not good for TYLOO. It's not enough money to warrant another force buy, so it will be an eco coming in from TYLOO, and that's going to be 12 rounds. I will say most likely for Invictus Gaming. So this is starting to get a little bit it's a big problem for TYLOO, because Inferno we talk about being one of the maps they're performing the best on, and I'm getting a little bit worried for them, because now Invictus are going to be up to 12 rounds. They're 4 away from victory on this opening. Yes, it's the map pick of Invictus. Yes, up next we have Vertigo, but did you just get that wall in the air? Well, Eva, you're mad. Well, he has had a bit of a quiet performance. Huge drop-off from earlier. So, I'm not against him. Kind of take you out of these eco rounds to go ham and try and get a few kills left.
Well, might as well. I mean, TYLOO did the same to them. And they're probably trying to give TYLOO a taste of their own medicine, saying, all right, you tried to eco-farm us earlier. Allow us to give you a taste of the bitter medicine. Viva, up on top. This I'm not a big fan of. right? Why do you want to risk it? Why do you want to risk it as Viva spots a player out? And that's a right call. He doesn't have any utility to slow them down. He just has the one flashbang. So the call will be sent out. Xiaosage is already in place. Spots out the first player. Crossfire is set up, but Summer just destroys Viva. But Xiaosage there to hold down the line, and he's going to make no mistakes. There are 3 kills for him. Clean frags from the captain. And 12-8 the scoreline. Invictus now 4 rounds away, Dinko, from taking the map pick. Who would have thunk it?
I mean, we kind of expected them to win 1 map, right? I don't know what you predicted, Blade. Did you say 2-0 or 2-1?
I don't remember what I said. My brain is mush right now. Okay, I said TYLOO. I didn't say which what the scoreline would be, though.
Okay, but I think coming into this, because of the fact that there has been so many close games, TYLOO have never been able to beat Invictus Gaming, convincing which has never been a thing under this organization, and that spawns back, to the start of the year, I feel. So that's a big problem. The last really solid win TYLOO had over them was when they were R-Stars, I think, and that was back in December 2019, right? So, and obviously it was a different team, a different roster than now. So, yeah, they've never been able to beat this core roster, or the roster we have now, convincingly. So, I never feel confident, especially with the mortal-looking TYLOO we've had in PAL, to predict them to be able to win this cleanly, because it's just the stats don't add up, right? And so, definitely expected Invictus to at least take 1 here, but Attacker, that's a big play. That's a huge play from him, in fact. And now that opens up this B-bomb site completely, Play. He's not wasting time. He wants another one, but not coming through the smoke. Instead, the TYLOO roster will cross over and will get that bomb down. And this is going to be a very difficult, if not impossible, retake scenario for Invictus Gaming.
Especially if Flying gets caught out by Summer. Look at how far away Summer is. Summer gets the kill. Yeah, there we go. Round's done. Ball's already, he's already legged it. Is far away from where the action's taking place. And that's going to be round number 9 for TYLOO. Convincing entries by Attacker. I like how he waited for the flash instead of going for the peek. He knew Xiaosage was going to be nearby. But instead, he manages to just, be patient, wait for the flash to arrive, gets the first kill, spots the shoulder of the second player. He knows there's a window of opportunity to open the B-bomb set alone. He gets the kill, doesn't continue to fight with a CT player, playing from CT spawn, spamming through the smoke. Great play from Attacker. And one thing you got to say about this man, like, we talk about inconsistencies of TYLOO. Attacker has been a revelation so far in this tournament. He was a star once upon a time, but when you have players like Danking, like Slowly, like Summer, and of course somebody in your team, and yet you're able to consistently be a top fragger in your team, I think that's quite commendable.
Yeah, I think we noticed Attacker sort of coming into his own and his own form again back in the previous PAL. He had a lot of MVP performances and was really carrying them through a lot of important wins. And I feel like he was a big reason as to why they were so dominant over those best-of-3 series they were winning. But Destroy, good double kill. He's going to be under a bit more pressure here as TYLOO turn their attentions over towards A. It's Destroy with another kill. That's 3 into the round on the AWP. Just take a look at where the bomb is right now, Blitz. On the back of Attacker at the bottom of the T stairs, and there's a player pushed out through Banana. That's Viva. Attacker doesn't know he's here. He's checking all of the Banana angles, and Destroy, meanwhile, has taken down his teammate. So Attacker, he is going to go down surely here. Viva with the headshot, 13-9. What a round from Destroyer. 4 kills, living up to his name, destroying TYLOO, and delivering a convincing round win for the Invictus CT side.
Yeah, they went peeking in 1 by 1. The spacing was really off for a TYLOO towards apartments, right? Like, okay, somebody goes for the peek, he dies, right? He's seen both the players. Now, Danking comes swinging out wide to pick one of the players, which he does, but Destroyer, again, clearly see everyone just peeking in 1 by 1. Once you push up towards apartments over there, if you expect Invictus to be playing aggressively or holding an angle, you want to go for the traditional double peek. I mean, that's something which is kind of like a default for many teams. And TYLOO, they've opted to go for the force buy. And kind of, why not? They've been finding more success with these half buys and pistols than they have with the rifles. And now, okay, there we go. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What the hell did I tell you? Stop buying guns, TYLOO. Stop it. Just save your money. Just go with these guns and just do what you're doing here. It just works out. I don't understand. I do not comprehend.
It's okay,
how
Blair.
the hell they're winning these rounds.
It's like they play without pressure. I don't know if they ever have pressure. It's weird because that's usually the narrative we would take with teams, right? The fact that when you're playing with the pistols, you don't really focus as much. You don't have as much pressure. You free yourself up. But with 10 seconds left, the bomb's not even near the east side right now. Oh no. Well, that's it. That's it, done. The CT side just remove themselves. Back up towards the top of Banana. Yeah, again, it's just another one of these rounds where TYLOO are just so damn good. It's hard to understand because narratives don't really play in favor of TYLOO when you bring it back to normal teams, because that just doesn't work out for TYLOO. They're complete anomaly when it comes to these kind of rounds. They just win them too much. And it's not like they are a team that play in the structured style normal rounds, so it's hard to even figure out why they're so good at the pistols. It's just ridiculous, Blair. I don't know what it is. There's nothing you can put your finger on, really.
Just quote the great band Pantera, just a vulgar display of power, Dinko. It's like a bunch of cowboys from hell just running out, like yeehaw, with their 6-shooters just running
like
out, mowing everyone down. Yeah, pretty much. Except they're Chinese. 5 very, very, very dangerous Chinese players. Well, so are Invictus, but TYLOO are just a notch better individually, I might say. Notice how they win the rounds when they have the pistols, right? When they have the pistols, there's no F's given. They just run in, take the duels, and they win the round. And when they slow it down, when they play the defaults, that's when the spacing is off, the timing is off, the decision making is a little weird, and they just get mowed down by Invictus.
Well, it's not enough right now, Blair. It's not enough to get them over the line against Invictus, because currently 13-10 in favor of Invictus Gaming. Yes, TYLOO have been winning some ridiculous rounds, but it hasn't been enough to put them into the lead. And I would far rather have convincing round wins on rifles than I would a bunch of different pistol round wins, right? It's just not sustainable. Well, TYLOO probably a little bit, but that smoke goes down for CT. Bit of a gap to play with. Slowly taking down Shellside through the smoke. Viva tries his best as the only rifler available on the defensive side, and it's not enough. So this will be a 13-11 scoreline. Destroyer, Flying, and Bottle rotating over, trying to see what they can do, but it is not going to be a whole lot. It's going to be 13-11. TYLOO answer back with a very convincing gun round.
Somebody wants more on the float as well. I don't think Destroyer's going to survive here. Was
I
that again
love
another...
how we talk about TYLOO's gun finally having guns. That's the only rounds they win with rifles, Blair. It's when it's against the low buys.
It makes no sense, does it? I'm actually... that smoke again from TYLOO, was that once more blocked by the CTs? Was it a miss smoke? Was it a 5,000 IQ smoke where they purposely left a gap knowing the CTs will peek through the gap and then they get on top of the side and shoot through the smoke? I don't know. Either it's genius or it's utter stupidity. And in TYLOO's case, sometimes it's it's both, right? It's genius and it's dumb at the same time. But you know what? They win the round. That's what matters.
I think that phrase pretty much, oh my. So ridiculous. What?
F's in the chat. Shellside, there's nothing you can do about that. We might be critical of him, but there's nothing you can do about that.
I'm so confused. Because when we seen it from Shellside perspective, he just seemed like he peeked out into the open, but when you watch it back that way...
What do you do?
I feel bad. I just feel bad. There's nothing you can do there if you're him. Oh.
Have Deagles to Dinko. 4 Deagles as well. Somebody first to fall. No one there to trade. AK-47 retrieved by Flying. He's going to avoid the nade very, very comfortably as well. But slowly he's going to come wrapping around from the library area through the smoke. They're not going to check. And slowly he's going to jump right in front of Bottle. But he delivers the killing blow. And that's going to be, well, a pretty solid anti-eco from TYLOO. Just a few upgraded pistols from Invictus. And it was looking, honestly, like Invictus's game, Dinko, but now it's 13-12. And that's the thing with TYLOO. No matter how grim it looks, no matter how bad it looks, somehow, they bring it back. Banking. There's no one marking Arch. Why are you not looking towards Arch? Why are you looking towards mid? Why are your teammates not there? These are the questions that confuse me. I mean, you won the round, fair, but you don't have to make it expensive, guys. Your money's still not that great.
Yeah. TYLOO, they're never gonna make it easy. That's just the TYLOO way, right? It's just, if it was easy, they'd be closing out these games, 16, 10, 16, 11, easy peasy, moving on. But TYLOO never make it easy for themselves. They always like to come back into things. They like to let their opponents come back into things, blah, and then try and close it at the end. And last time they did that to Invictus, didn't work so well. So TYLOO now still down by 1. Very important round coming up here for Invictus.
Thanking. Not going to stick around too long towards Banana. Things were getting a little too hot for him. He's going to relinquish a Banana control, and considering the sounds being made by Xiaosage, they know exactly where they are. This has been pretty much almost the same thing Invictus have been doing towards this Banana area, especially when you go back to the checkmate game we had earlier, right? They have 2 players towards B, and they played very aggressively, meaning that TYLOO should have an inkling there's just 3 players towards the A bomb site. But now, Dinko, they're going to be facing off against the rifles with more rifles. A dry swing from Slowly. Probably not expecting Destroyer to be playing in front of the smoke, so that's kind of understandable. Flying's going to stay alive. He's not going to burn, but they know his position. Bottle's going to go big, Dinko. He's got to go big, or this one's done.
Yeah, he has to go huge. He was such a good performer against him the last time around, but this time has been quiet. 12 and 17. Time to step up, time to deliver, and they peek into him. He gets 1. Tanking and Slowly, well, they'll find the final 2 kills to put the nails in the coffin here. It's just Viva left alone 1v4, and it feels like Invictus, they were far ahead, Blood. They were in the driver's seat, but TYLOO, the face of somebody comes up on the left side. The face of Dan King on the right. You see them just looking out your window, and then they just crush you. Take the car away, turn it into a cube, and leave you on the floor dead. Or crushed, as it would probably be more.
How is this turned around? How has this turned around?
Just figured out that, we can win enough of the pistol rounds. We can lose a couple. But as long as we get these rifle round wins, which they're finally doing, blah, they'll get it over the line. And that's the difference, honestly. That's the answer to it. They start winning gun rounds.
I don't understand how this game's turned around, man. Like, TYLOO have made so many mistakes. If you don't count the pistol rounds they've won, Dinko, this could have been over. This would have been like 16-10 or something, or 16-9 for Invictus, but TYLOO this is so much better though, right? They're working together, working as a pack, triple peeking, double peeking every angle instead of just one guy going out, and now they have control to the B bomb side. They're still clearing it out, ensuring there's no one around. Destroyer, last man standing far, far away from where the bomb's going to be planted. And there are 2 players waiting for him at A. Well, it finds one. And an insta trade from somebody. 14-13. TYLOO, they've taken the lead, Dinko. They have defied the odds. They've defied the gods themselves and said, we are TYLOO. We win these.
Yeah, it's... It's pretty ridiculous how we got to the point where I was considering this one to be an Invictus win at a certain point. Like, obviously, we knew eventually TYLOO were going to get a couple of rounds and make Invictus sweat, but I thought it was going to be enough for Invictus to take it over the line. But this is the final round where there's any belief in that possibility, right? Because if Invictus go on to lose round 28, it should just be TYLOO taking Inferno. And then we go on to the second map, which happens to be TYLOO's map pick of Vertigo. Attacker up through long, catches out Destroyer. Now the hold has been pretty terrible for Invictus. Usually we talk about the B-bomb side being a weakness. This A side has been terrible from them. And Dan King, he has taken down Flying, Viva and Xiaosage, last 2 remaining players. TYLOO just run over the top with him and yet again make it look easy.
Flying has been useless on the A bomb side, and this goes all the way back. Can you guys... Why is the bomb in T-spawn? Wait, what? He's on an...
I don't even do that matchmaking, blah.
He can win this?
Yeah, he can win this round.
He can actually win this?
TYLOO left the bomb in spawn. This is... We're in the playoffs of a $100,000 event, and TYLOO have left the bomb in T-spawn.
They're gonna
while
lose this.
Viva... He's coming out top middle. I hope he punishes them for it. And while he's going to catch one, looking the wrong way. Now with 30 seconds left, Attacker has to go and get the bomb and beeline to the B site. Like, there's no other option. He has to sprint to B and get there immediately. Hello? Go. Run. Quickly.
Viva doesn't even know where the bomb is, though, Dinko. He didn't know the bomb was dropped, which is unfortunate. He's gone for the gamble.
What the hell's going on? Viva's probably hella confused right now. He's
like, what are you guys doing?
What is this? 1 versus 1 though. Low HP on Attacker. 100 HP on Viva. He's got a kit. He's got a smoke and a flashbang. And he's got an AK-47. He's got 4 kills in the round already, Blood. This is to secure the ace. To secure a 14th round for Invictus. And to keep them alive into this game. He moves forward and checks runes. It's all about limiting the positions, but he doesn't have a whole lot of time left now. He'll look at Banana, but it's all first oranges. That's exactly where Attacker's playing at Viva. I thought he was going to check it, but he turns his back, and Attacker gifted the round. 15-13. I hit the TYLOO not punished for leaving the bomb in spawn, but nice try from Viva. But it's map point for TYLOO.
The bomb plan, Dinko, the bomb plan. That's why he didn't check the corner. He saw the bomb plan. It's like, oh yeah, it's definitely planned for Coffin. He didn't go for the full clear, just a very shallow clear. And Attacker, he has been fantastic.
Peak style, right? He's just kind of, he's like, no.
It's kind of a 50-50 gamble, right? Because looking at the plan, honestly, would you expect this?
No, definitely not. That's smart from Attacker. You know, that's definitely smart. You can't take that away from him in that 1v1. But right back into the action, and it's round 29. Talked about Invictus pushing TYLOO right to the edge. It's being TYLOO forced to the edge, but then having to come back and fight from a huge deficit themselves. And it looks like, well, they have done it. They're going to be closing it out here unless Destroyer can do it all. He's got the bomb in towards Banana. And now Flying, starting to move forward. This could be a round where he finally does something. And what? It's going to be Attacker going down. And somehow TYLOO have let this all slide. It's just somebody, 12 HP, 1 versus 2. How has this happened, Blah? How have we come from a 5v2?
Yep. Yeah, 2v5, Dinko. Well, 3 of them are very low, but
still, come on.
Yeah, I'm trying to rationalize.
Destroy has a FAMAS, and he's just peeking car down Banana. He takes the first 2 kills. TYLOO, that's just a round that's just unfortunate, I guess. We'll just let that one slide. But we go into round number 30. We've gone all the way, Blah. It's overtime, or it's a win for TYLOO. The money is not good right now for Invictus. We go into the next round and they will have barely anything to play with. So TYLOO have another prime chance to take it over the line here going into the next one. But it's Flying, shutting somebody down. End of the round. All picked up there as well for Destroyer. That's an important find. And 15-14, round number 30. We've gone all the way here on Inferno.
It's going to be overtime, isn't it?
Could it well be, Blah?
Oh, this is just Destroyer. I mean, good work from him. And then, of course, the timing for Flying to get that kill. And again, the final 2 players both caught looking the wrong way. It's a 2v5. And Invictus, well, they clutch it out. We take those if you're Invictus, as we do have the final round of regulation. Could be the final round of this map if TYLOO were able to win it. But if you're Invictus, Dinko, you are kicking yourself, because even if they win this round, they have to play overtime. And they're going to be starting on the CT side, where the economy does definitely not favor the CT side. It's going to be the 10k start money. It's going to be the RMR, the Valve rule set. Meaning, you know, retakes are going to be quite painful. They have to rethink things. So it's not going to be comfortable. And considering they were leading, what was it, 13-7, 13-8? It's just ridiculous how TYLOO's managed to turn this around. Why is no one there? Why is no one there to trade? Why is this slowly just gone running on in?
Look at the HP, this nade. Oh, Viva! I thought he was going to toss that. That would have been 2 kills right there.
He can still find it?
He can, but will he throw it? Comes down to whether or not he probably throws the nade close here. Holding on to it. You know, the fact that he still has that nade is a big problem for TYLOO. Well, we'll see if they can get anything done here. Oh, here comes... Oh, he keeps teasing us. He keeps teasing us. He loves it. Molotov comes in. TYLOO trying to force their way onto the bomb site. Force these players back. Dan King looking for the flanking player running up Banana. That's Flying. It's about to go down here. Dan King confirms that kill. Now going to re-smoke off CT. And the pressure begins to build here, but Viva finally throws that HE grenade, takes down Summer, and it's Attacker and Dan King left in a 2 versus 2. Dan King may be low on HP, but he has the positional advantage of Banana, so most of the pressure falls onto Attacker that's dealing with it well. The line up, and it's done. 16-14. What a huge step up from Attacker. 33 kills here on Inferno. And TYLOO, it may not be the cleanest of games. It definitely wasn't, but they get the Inferno win under their belt.
I'm just happy I don't have to break this down. Tom, Mitch, join me. Join us. The madness that is TYLOO. The TYLOO train continues. Tom is a broken man. He's wondering how he can maul any further. Okay, let's leave Tom alone. He was already losing his mind in TeamSpeak while we were casting there. Mitch, how do TYLOO do it? How do they do it? How do they win games playing like this? Please, explain.
I could write a thesis on that, and I don't think I'd get it done in time, even if I had the next few years.
10,000 words isn't enough.
No, God, no. I think it would need to be in video format, because I don't think I could bear to describe in just words what happens in even one of these games. It's wild, isn't it? Like, the fact is, we always have it in the back of our heads. We actually verbalize it consistently. How we're like, well, TYLOO, they're playing loose, but they're just doing it now in the opening game. Well, it's just the group stage. Well, it's just the opening of the playoffs.
Excuse me, excuses.
Well, it's just an Oramor event. Well, it's just like, we're just going to go on forever. When do we stop and go, these guys don't know how to play Counter-Strike, but somehow it works within this region? When they go to the EU, though, they get smacked out. You can't do this. Like, it's unreasonable. And I think it is a crazy thing where I think because they've so long ruled this region, we give them a lot of slack when it comes down to presuming that they know what tight and clean Counter-Strike is, but I'm not so sure anymore.
I guess, Tom, the fact that tilts all of us so much is because the mistakes, like, we're not asking TYLOO to play like highly tactical Astralis as Counter-Strike. It's just you fix these small little things, and boom, you're already a much, much, much better team. You're going to be winning much more convincingly. And when you eventually head over towards EU, NA, whenever that happens, you will stand a better chance. It's just that they refuse to change. They refuse to make any adjustments in how they approach this game, which is so frustrating because you can see how good these players are. Look at Attacker. Again, we keep saying they might have a rough day in the office, but someone's going to step up. And it's going to be Attacker this summer. 33 kills. He was fantastic, Tom. But is that, I guess, that kind of summarizes our frustration with TYLOO, I guess, where if they make the small little tiny changes, they could be immediately such a good team.
Well, let's just go through some of the amazing things that they did. Number one, they did not win a buy round in the first half. They got 6 rounds. That's pretty incredible. Like, that's stupid, but that's pretty incredible. They almost managed to lose a 1v4 because they left the bomb in the spawn. That is also pretty incredible. But the word is almost. They won the 1v1. They lost a 2 versus 5 in the next round. But even though they got all of the entries and then got sprayed down by a FAMAS that they were unable to trade because Dan King missed an AWP shot and decided the right decision was just to jump up and down because there's no way that he could have just tried to go for a second shot or get help from a teammate. I almost, like, watching that game made me genuinely believe that TYLOO were trying to lose rounds. Like, it was genuinely, like, immeasurable anger just building up within my body. And this is what irritates me more. How did Invictus lose? Like, how did they lose this match? Like, it was almost like their opponents were trying not to win. And then they were like, we better try a little bit harder to throw it ourselves. It makes no sense. Like, Invictus were handed absolutely everything, and they still didn't win the match. They had some, like, criminal underperformers in comparison to the game we saw earlier today. It feels like a lifetime ago after that map. But that wasn't even necessary. That wasn't even the problem. It was just the fact that it came down to their A-site hold being one of the worst we've seen in the entire tournament. I don't even, like, normally you put your crazy aim star in pit. I don't want to see that anymore. Flying is so pointless in that position. And the problem is it's because it just doesn't seem to work within his brain of, like, holding certain angles. It's always just like, now that one of my teammates has died, let me try walk forward through a smoke. No, just you are in the most powerful position of the entire site. Like, stay there and try and kill people. Stay alive and wait for people to rotate. And that's why he's not the right person for that role. If anything, switch him and Xiao Sage, have him being the mental fragger that runs down Banana, because he might actually get a kill.
Yeah, actually might. Now, getting kills is something which Invictus was struggling on, and heading into map number 2, the pick from TYLOO, it's not going to get any easier. TYLOO now leading 1-0 up in this best of 3 series. Again, reminding everyone, this is the upper bracket semifinals. Loser's going to go down to the lower bracket finals, and the winner's going to move on in the upper brackets. Coming up next, it is going to be the map pick from TYLOO. It is going to be in Vertigo. And before we head into that, we're going to be going to a very short break. What need a little bit of cleansing of our souls after that particular showing from TYLOO, but they get the win in the end of the day. It didn't go 16-14. They have kind of managed to avenge themselves over that loss they suffered to Invictus in the group stage. Heading into Vertigo, it's a map Tom mentioned. He kind of hates watching TYLOO on it because of how many unforced errors
To be fair,
they
is there a
make.
map that he likes watching TYLOO play on? I don't think so. So
That's true.
It is one that is a messy affair. The last time around, we've seen these two teams play against each other on Vertigo in the final of the PAL Summer, right? And it was one of those matches. It was quite similar to Inferno, where Invictus were ahead and TYLOO clawed it back, and was very, very unfortunate to watch. Invictus got off to a brilliant start. Both of these teams are good on their CT sides, but absolutely dire on the T sides. So this is going to be a real mess, a real battle. And if TYLOO have picked this, I hope they've worked on their T sides, because they sucked the last time.
Oh yeah, and of course, like over-aggressing, right? Just re-aggressing constantly on that CD side. One thing I like watching from TYLOO in that A-ramp area is how they just kind of force their opponents to give them respect. But one thing which I've noticed, and this is something we see in international Counter-Strike a lot as well, most teams don't seem to be willing to go for kind of like the mid-take and kind of abuse that, right? The mid-to-be flag, the pincer. I think, how many teams do that really? Like, I know Complexity does it, if memory serves me right. A couple of other teams do it, but that's about it. And I feel like if that's something which I don't think TYLOO have really been tested against, I feel like for Invictus, they have nothing to lose. It's an upper bracket matchup. It's not the finals yet. You know, it's a map where TYLOO have some flaws on. Why not abuse that? Why not try that instead of just trying to crack open that A bomb side defense 14 times out of the 15 rounds you have on the T side?
Yeah, and I recall actually TYLOO being tested in this way. I remember back to the previous PAL when they played against D13 on Vertigo. We actually seen, I think it was Rit, who actually just kept pushing out middle. And he kept catching the TYLOO players in rotation. And he kept getting like 1 or 2 kills in towards that mid position, and TYLOO couldn't really deal with it. And there was a lot of rounds picked up for D13 that way. So we've already seen that in the past already happen for TYLOO. They've had a couple of problems there. So yeah, that's definitely something that could be worked on. And I think Invictus, if they've done any sort of preparation, which I hope they've done, we'll kind of realize that when they look back and maybe watch some TYLOO Vertigo VODs. Maybe they figure that out. But I think coming into this one, it's going to be it's kind of showing a little bit of lack of confidence, I have to say, for TYLOO. I think the fact that they have gone to the Vertigo pick, they weren't confident in picking Mirage against Invictus anymore, like the last time around. So I think coming into Vertigo, maybe it's a little bit of an admittance from TYLOO realizing their map pool is a little bit weaker. But I feel like Vertigo is going to be one of those 16-14 maps. It'll go either way. I don't think this is a clear-cut win for either team.
Yeah, and I feel like for TYLOO, especially with them switching things up and not really banning Nuke anymore, right? They've been banning Train recently, which is a bit of a surprise. I can appreciate why they're trying to expand their map pool, trying to float Nuke out, dare certain teams to play against them on it, although Vici is the one team they're going to be banning Nuke out against them. But apart from that, like, it's surprising they've banned out Train, where at least based on their historical results, yes, albeit it's not been too many games played on Train, but from what we've seen, they have been pretty solid on Train. So they're banning out a map that they're pretty damn comfortable on, and then having to go from maps like a Mirage, where they look very mortal right now, a map like Vertigo, where we've seen them make so many mistakes. So I don't think that the map pool is shallow. I just feel their decisions when it comes to which maps they want to play, it is kind of questionable.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of maps they can play because they're just a good team individually. And no matter where they never approach a map with tactical depth like Vici. They just go in and decide they're going to headshot people, and it just depends where they're most comfortable doing that. And we'll see if Vertigo is a map that can do it here up against Flying, who is in the corner early on towards bottom B. He's going to be caught by 3 players, and it's Attacker that gets the luxury of taking his head off. And now, well, TYLOO, they're going to send a couple players out towards mid, and when I say couple, I mean Summer. He's there with the utility, and the pressure being applied to this B-bomb site. It's a bit of a back and forth here. Bottle has taken a kill. That Molotov burns away, destroys Chancellor doing a good job, gets 2. Bottle with another one as well, and TYLOO have just completely fallen to pieces. It's somebody left alone, and Bottle swings on by. He was such an important player for them the last time around when Invictus got it over the line against TYLOO. And well, now he was, very quiet over on Inferno, but here it's a good start into Vertigo. I want to see him keep this up.
Yeah, that was a very solid hold considering TYLOO had a game plan. They got the opening pick. They caught out flying. Was aggressive. This is a little, I feel, ballsy. Too ballsy from Summer there, throwing the Molotov without even clearing any of the close angles. At least if he had stayed alive, it could have made things a little bit better. But the attempt will be stopped in its tracks. It's going to be the force buy, and it's going to be Bottle. Just taking the fight to TYLOO is still going to stick on around. Very, very brave of him. And because of that, he will be punished. Danking's going to get a kill. Meanwhile, Xiaosage catches somebody on the flank, on the lurk. Viva should be careful. He's kind of in a rough spot here. He's going to find one and will escape with his life intact. And now falling back towards his bomb site, he's got Xiaosage as well to help him out. So, looked a little scary, but they have managed to recover. 4v2. Danking and Summer left alone. Bomb yet to be planted. They've used up the only bit of utility they had remaining, and this round should be in the bag for Invictus.
Ooh, Danking going down to the UMPO flying. 2-0 up for Invictus Gaming at the start of this one. Like I said, this is where most of the work was done from Invictus in the previous matchup. I think they got 9 rounds against TYLOO in the grand final of PAL Summer on the CT side of Vertigo. So getting off to a good start, giving themselves a chance to win a few more. If you remember back as well to that half, I don't know how many people can remember this. I think just because I cast it in every single one of these games, leave a scar in my mind. I remember everything. But it was a scenario where Invictus definitely should have won more rounds. And what Shout's like, hey, that's a good hold so far, 2 kills, but they just continue to barrel through the Molotov. And eventually, they will be stopped in their tracks, at least going through construction, but slowly, 3 HP, he's mental, he's moving forward, eventually will go down. And now it's just Danking. Last remaining player, he's caught up by flying. This is a good start from Invictus. You know, he probably didn't want to lose 2 players there, but the rest of the team were very quick to patch up the holes. And now, well, it's TYLOO getting their first buy-in.
Yeah, now it's going to be the real test for Invictus. And TYLOO, the T side, it does leave quite a bit lacking, but let's see what to have in store for us over here. The force buy and the eco round were kind of one-dimensional. I like the pistol round, though. I like that approach. It was just that Summer getting caught up with the Molotov in his hand towards mid. That wasn't ideal. That was a little bit of a mistake from the IGL. I like that. I like that early Molotov to extinguish the smoke, preemptive smoke. Somebody catches out flying. That's a huge kill. And look at him. He knows there might be a player nearby, but it's going to peel away. That's going to give an opportunity for Bottle to try and get the trade. Might catch somebody off guard, but somebody's still going to get the kill. We didn't see it, but you can see it in the kill feed. Somebody doing it all on his own, and now it's a 5v3. Danking already pushing up towards short. He clears out at close angles, doesn't see anyone out. Viva finds slowly, but he won't be expecting the second player is pushed on through. Attacker actually gets the kill, so somebody, or Danking rather, can push on further, and he's gonna win the duel. And Xiaosage, if I'm him, I'm just heading for the hills. There's nothing he can do. Bomb will be retrieved, and that's gonna be TYLOO getting the first round on board. Somebody's so aware. He is so aware, Dinka.
Making it work for the TYLOO team with those 2 kills as well. Somebody just showing up in an important round. I think, obviously, the fact that they struggled to win gun rounds over on Inferno, I guess, is a good sign. Xiaosage clean onto the AUG, trying to save it into the next one. It's going to be 3-1. TYLOO win their first round here on Vertigo. It comes in the first gun round. And going into this next one, we'll be looking at the buy from Invictus. It's going to be pretty good. Xiaosage can drop Viva. The rest of the team can get a buyout. So this should be looking pretty good from Invictus. They'll be able to compete at least going into this one. But it's very important that they win it, Blair, because going into this next round, we know everything is on the line in terms of their economy. We know if they lose this, their money will be gone, and TYLOO will be in a good position to not only equalize things, but take the lead.
The thing for Invictus is the B aggression hasn't really been paying out for them, so I'd actually like them to maybe go for the mid control, you know, and kind of play retake. If you have control of mid, the B retake becomes so much easier, but this is different. This is aggressive. Bottle's gonna stick on around, and they're gonna find Destroyer in the smoke, but Destroyer's gonna mow them down. This is TYLOO fighting fire with fire, Destroyer just pushing down with his teammate, just destroying whatever TYLOO had in store. And that is brilliant. That I like to see. Is Invictus have completely destroyed, wrecked whatever TYLOO had planned for that round. Bombs dropped as well. There's no way somebody's going to be able to retrieve that without taking quite a bit of damage. And a minute and over a minute on the clock, and they've already lost a round. That is just insane aggression from Invictus.
Oh, well, flying and then gets rid of somebody. Oh, going for the lineup somewhere, not managing it. And that's the perfect reply coming in from Invictus. 4 players staying alive, a convincing round win coming in with the rifles. They invested everything, they put everything on the line, and they come right back swinging. It's not even close. So I like that. It works out well. Dan King just not really aware of the aggression coming in, and Destroyer, you know, confident plays. Invictus, I feel the thing that catches TYLOO off is Invictus don't play scared against TYLOO, and they don't really respect him. They kind of give him a taste of their own medicine, and I don't think TYLOO is so used to that. I think Vici give them far too much respect, so TYLOO just walk all over them, whereas Invictus don't really care. They just kind of do their own thing, and it does make a lot of these rounds very close and exciting. And TYLOO don't really know what's up, and we've got a very back and forth battle established already. It's going to be kills coming in favor of TYLOO. Not a great idea there from Viva. And that has probably just given the round over to TYLOO.
Unless Xiaosage, he's repositioned himself with the sandbags. Now, the thing is, will TYLOO be expecting this? Destroyer playing an aggressive angle towards B. He's walked down the stairs. They've completely given up mid, Dinko. TYLOO to slow things down to a crawl. They're not really going to over-aggress. They're going to wait it out, wait for Invictus to make a play. And now, Destroyer, it's going to come down to him. They have a lot of utility in both the players. The problem is how isolated both the players are. And Xiaosage, Dinko, he was so patient for so very long, and the moment he peers around the corner, so slowly they're waiting for him with a very quick headshot. Somebody's holding the line as well for Destroyer to show himself. And he will be caught out. Somebody with a little bit of a cheeky angle will retrieve an AK-47 for himself as well. And that's a good reply from TYLOO, because they have not just won the round, Dinko, but they've ensured that the money for the side of Invictus is left in a kind of a picklish position.
I like that word, describe the buy, so it's interesting. But yeah, coming into this one, Invictus don't really have enough to warrant an actual buy, so they go with the Deagles, and we know how good Invictus are in these low buy pistol round scenarios where they get the guns out. And it's going to be slowly with a good kill on the Xiaosage, all with the MP9, taking down slowly. These pistols can be oh so deadly for Invictus, and TYLOO need to realize that. And it's a 4v4, rounds virtually just begun, and Destroyer is already pushed up below the B stairs. Good bit of control being established from Invictus early on into the round, but TYLOO taking a slower one. You can see how much respect they're giving them just by watching how they're approaching the server, you know, just sitting back passively, holding these corners, holding for the aggression. They know what's coming at them. They know that Invictus is so good on these pistols.
Also, are TYLOO, so I guess it does go both ways. It's high-rise battleground. That's the thing with both these teams, right, Dinko? Like, usually when you see sort of like half buys like this, we kind of know the round's done. The team with the better buy is going to win, so we can kind of like segue into something else, talk about some off topics. But it's never the case. There we go. Bottle finds attacker with the AK-47 retrieved earlier. Summer is going to peek alone. And he will win the duel. That's a huge duel to win. That's an AK-47 taken away, but Destroyer is going to find a headshot onto somebody from behind. And now with 20 seconds on the clock, they have so much work to do. They don't even know where he is, and Destroyer's done everything, Dinko. There's nothing Danking can pull off here. It's a 1v3. There's 14 seconds on the clock. He's going to pluck Flying's head off. 11 seconds now. He's got to find a second kill, which he will, but there's no time remaining. It's 7 seconds. He's just going to run for the hills. He will survive with the AWP, but the round is lost. And Invictus, well, just with a half buy, just with some few pistols, they managed to win yet another round. How?
even though TYLOO approached this round with all the caution in the world, when they sit back and they actually respect the buy, it still ends up going Invictus's way. They're just so good on the pistols. That's the problem. Both of these teams are just so individually gifted that pistol rounds just happen so often. And we'll see it nonetheless. 5-2 up. It's Dan King looking for that early pick. He's not quick enough. He's not accurate enough. And Viva gets away this time.
Somebody's really been fantastic in getting these opening picks towards B. It's like, I think he's won every single duel towards B. And that too playing all by his lonesome. As with that pick, TYLOO are going to opt to switch up their game plan slowly. Ooh, turns away the worst time possible. Bottom's going to try and time it. And Summer's caught looking the wrong way. That is just terrible timing for Summer. Probably not expecting CG to be up close. A little bit of a failed flashbang, but that's okay. They've got the trade. As TYLOO would be looking to regroup. By the looks of things, they are heading towards this B bomb site. Not really being quite either about it. They're making quite a bit of noise. They still have attacker lurking around behind them, taking care of the flank. But they're going to be walking into two CTs lying in wait, Dingo. They have a player towards mid as well. Bottom's playing up close, right behind the smoke. Molotov sailing past him, but he is unaffected. Finally, he'll be forced to budge, as Viva has taken quite a bit of damage in the meantime. It's going to come down to bottle once more, Dinko. 34 seconds. Are TYLOO going to head towards B? No. They're going to head towards the A bomb site, but do they have the time to clear everything out? Is the question. There's no one on the bomb site, but there are three, make that all four CTs rotating in towards the bomb site.
Shasake is playing with a gap on the left side of the smoke, and no one's really peeking. No one's giving him much of an opportunity from TYLOO. So TYLOO side, they get the bomb planted. They then fall back into a very sound post plant, and it's going to be one kill from flying onto slowly, but immediately after the trade is found by somebody. And now 3v3, 23 seconds left in this clock. Invictus, they've tapped that bomb, trying to draw the players into the open. Dan King catches that Shasake, making the aggressive stance, and now Dan King starts the sprint towards Viva and somehow lands that shot blur. That is absolutely huge. And up flying is left in a 1v3, and Dan King gets him as well. 3 kills for three rounds for TYLOO, 3 for Dan King. And while Invictus, they just got absolutely wrecked.
That was the massive off angle as well for the second kill. And
The Viva frag is unbelievable how that even happens. I want to see it from Dan King's perspective, because that is just nuts.
Wind it back, PGL. Let's get the replay going. There we go. Dan King. Okay, the first one, patient play. He gets the kill. The second kill. Oh.
It's not as impressive, I think, when we come out this way, but
yeah, he's just so aware, right? And he goes for these super fast scope, like mini flicks, so to speak, as, ooh, that is scary. Viva, the only player with a rifle. Somebody, though.
Ooh, Destroyer. He's down towards the bottom of the B stairs, taking the fight against somebody who is going to follow it. Throws the Molotov down. Deagle kill has come in from Shasake in towards middle. Summer will be trying to deal some damage back, but look at the health for TYLOO. 3 players in the red HP, 29 HP on attacker, 27, and then 14 for somebody and Summer. This is a round that they could lose, Blur. How many can we take?
I don't know. At one point, we're gonna break, but so far, we're still okay, Dinko. We're still okay.
Somehow,
that's the unfortunate thing about having online casts. We can't even like hold each other's hands or like hug each other and just like console each other, right? We can't be like, there, it's all right, it's okay. We can't even do that. We just have to rely on WhatsApp groups and talking to each other. But Destroyer's pushed up this Deagle, Dinko, considering how low they are, like you said, it could be deadly. 3 shots, that's all he needs. He doesn't even need headshots here.
Oh no. I feel like as soon as they come up, he's guaranteed at least one here. He has to get at least one. Just a body shot's going to be enough. And there goes somebody. He's going to look for another one. Don't peek into the open, but he's going to do it anyway. And he goes forward, blah. Another chance, but he's finally shut down. But it's a 2 versus 2. Both players on the CT side have AK and an M4. They have rifles in play. And now they need to get this bomb down. And while it's not going to be working out, Bottle takes down Dan King. And that is it done. Summer just falling back. Gets the AWP. And yeah, the bomb is down below, so they were never going to win that round. And that is Invictus Gaming taking yet another 6-3 up. And the pistols prevail once again. TYLOO's T site is terrible.
In the immortal words of Matt Damon, How do you like them apples? Because, well, we saw TYLOO win rounds again and again and again and again with the Deagles, but this time around, it's Invictus kind of teaching them a lesson. It feels like it's like, hey, you gotta win with Deagles. Well, watch this. And 6-3, but you look at the scoreline, Dinka, and you're like, okay, this is a reasonable scoreline. But if you're just tuning in, you have been missing out on some very back and forth Counter-Strike. As you do have attack pause getting called out, and every time I see a map of Vertigo getting played, Dinko, it just reminds me of Die Hard, the greatest Christmas movie ever made.
Yep, definitely one of the better ones, at least. Doesn't quite top Santa Claus, though. That's the best one. No. Listen, Die Hard. You have Alan Rickman, right, as Hans Gruber, one of my favorite actors
ever, and then you have Bruce Willis, just being a cop, just doing his stuff as.
What? How does your wrist even move that way?
No, wait. How does Flying not see him? He was literally.
He does. He was about to take him down, and then somebody just turns around, and smashes his head off his shoulders. Flying was trying to get into a better spot so he could confirm the headshot, but then he just gets a bullet in the face. He just was not ready for that. Shouts to Gate though. Another good kill in towards middle. At least returning some sanity to the round.
I feel like his gun model maybe blocked off the player, perhaps. Because obviously we have a different view model over here.
Yeah,
right,
maybe.
For us. Well, here we go.
Ooh, shots to Gate. That's aggressive, and that's worked out. 2 kills picked up from somebody gone down, and now, well, TYLOO's showing a little bit of presence in towards A. They have the utility at the ready. Smokes flashes, about to go on in, and they're going to start charging through. Shouts again with a headshot. Dan King going down. Summer, turns around and catches out Destroyer at the bottom of the ramp, but it is all on a Summer. Shouts again has done enough to be the hero, surely in this round now. A Summer, what a flick. He's rolling back the years, and now he looks for another. He's going to go down, though. Shouts again with a 4K, and it's 7 on the board for Invictus Gaming. Just a little flash there. Just a lot of people, maybe if you're unfamiliar with Summer did op for a while, right?
Oh yeah, he was a primary operator for TYLOO at one point in time. But then this is when Xcurate he had left. I think it was when Bentet was calling for the team, and it was Summer opping primarily. And then later on, of course, they got Zeta coming in, they got Freeman. Even then, I believe he was willing the op quite often. I'm actually happier with him being on the rifle. I'm happy to pick up someone like Dan King, who can be kind of like the permanent operator. But yeah, like you said, he's showing signs. Just rolling back the years, showing that he was a force to be reckoned with at one point in time, especially back when he used to go around with the moniker of Fancy One. And right now, they're getting wrecked.
That bomb flew so far. And well, it is going to be 1 kill from Slowly at least. You can't have the clean sheet. You can't have an easy round there, Invictus. Can't make it too clean for you. So, 3 up. Invictus Gaming, they won 9 rounds against TYLOO the last time around from their defensive side. They could do that again, and it's looking pretty likely. But the problem was, we've seen this exact scenario play out, if I remember correctly, when Invictus got off to a fantastic lead, and then they threw it all away. So TYLOO, they're going to start coming back into it. Better start doing it now. Still have a chance. And somebody's going to start things off well with a kill onto Flying.
I'm kind of happy with at least the fact that Invictus are punishing TYLOO by winning some of these ludicrous pistol buy rounds. Just reminding TYLOO that, you know what, you just can't be so sloppy every single time and just get away with it because an attacker gets a 4K or danking pulled off something ludicrous every single time. It's not sustainable. As we do take a look at what TYLOO have in store here, they have everyone gathering up. It's looking like an A hit. They're posturing for this. They still have somebody holding the flank for any CTs looking to be adventurous. He's already got the opening kill. And right now, I feel like somebody has to be way above everyone else when it comes to opening deals. Actually, just 3-1. But still, he's been very, very good when it comes to winning this opening deals. Make that 4-1, I'm sorry. It's a little delayed on HLTV. And here comes a hit, though, Dinko. Shot from Viva. Yeah, so go on.
And there's a gap on the left side of the smoke that they've actually left quite a few times now on this attack, right? And It has allowed Invictus to focus up on that left corner, but I guess they don't really need that. Instead, they're allowed to take the jewels at long range, and while the kills keep coming in for TYLOO, Dan King and Attacker taking down shots again, Bottle, and now 4v2, and just a very unlikely round win. It's almost looking impossible for Invictus. Viva has taken the kill onto Attacker. As long as TYLOO don't give anything else up, that should be okay. And well, Destroy does catch out somebody in middle. 15 seconds left on that bomb timer, and they would have to sprint in and immediately get onto the bomb realistically here, while one searches for the rest, and it's just unrealistic. So they do back away. It's going to be a 4th round for TYLOO, and that's a desperately needed round win, because they don't really have too many left to play with in this half to make it respectable, to make it competitive going into the next. We know that coming into Vertigo, what to expect was weak T sides from both teams. So the more rounds that TYLOO can pick up on this attacking side gives them a better chance of closing this out going into the second, because they know Invictus are also going to have a very weak T side.
Interesting stat as well is Invictus have only won 4 opening duels, while TYLOO have won 8. And yet the scores are flipped. It's Invictus who have been able to kind of grind back and start losing the opening duels. And this time, I like this. They've gone for the double push towards stairs. They've tossed in the smoke as well, announcing their intentions. Somebody's aware of it. He's going to give them respect. He's not going to be aggressing. They have lost controls of this B stairs area, which is pretty good for Invictus, right? They finally get something going. They don't really lose any players either, which has been a problem for them. Somebody's been getting kills at will towards the B bomb site. That's going to force TYLOO to re-aggress towards B, try and get back a little bit of map control, ensuring that the defense is still kind of split, or they all group up together and head towards this A bomb site, because mid doesn't really seem to be an option for TYLOO for some reason. And for Invictus, they're playing a pretty passive angle here, Dinko. No one playing towards ramp, no one towards the sandbags, just waiting for the utility to be deployed by TYLOO.
50 seconds in play, and right now, there's going to be the push attack coming in from Attacker, and slowly the flash is good. Dan King flash his own teammate. It's good for Invictus, not so much for TYLOO. And slowly he's going to sprint for the bomb plant. He's got a kill. He'll get the bomb down. What a team player, boy. He's willing to go into the war zone, and somehow he is still alive. He goes down to flying. Dan King takes down Viva. What a crazy round this is playing out to be. But right now, TYLOO is still holding the site, trying to hold off this retake. But it's play after play, charging back in. And Invictus Gaming taking the kills. It's just Summer left alone in the 1v2 clutch, and he's picked up Fly. Now just a 1 versus 1 for Summer to try and win this, and Destroyer jumps over the top of the smoke. Summer takes it down. What the hell was that round? I have no idea what was going on.
I don't know. I don't know how they brought that one back. Very well played from Summer, though. And I like how Invictus were aware of the potential flag from somebody as well. But yeah, TYLOO, they somehow managed to steal the round away, and now they forced Invictus to go for, well, not really an eco, but a few upgraded pistols coming out. 3 Deeks, the 1 P250.
Oh no, okay. Shatsuge only gets 1 kill there. Dan King and Attack, you're getting the opening frags. And this is looking like a pretty clean round from TYLOO if they can just keep... Oh no, they lost the bomb with a kill on the USP. Now Flying can't do anything, surely. P250 versus 3 players of TYLOO. Bomb down in middle. He does have that positional advantage, I guess. And he has been spotted, so they know where he is. It doesn't matter though. Oh, he nearly takes down Summer, but he survives with 10 HP. TYLOO, they always like to make your blood pressure rise, don't they?
It's a good thing I have like 2 or 3 medical insurances, honestly.
It's like, what seems to be the matter, Mr. Sudhen?
The diagnosis is TYLOO.
Yeah.
Call emergency ward. We have a very serious case here. This guy might actually lose it, but I'm actually immune. It's like if you keep taking poison every day, that's what they keep saying, right? Like you kind of build up immune case with me. I still suffer from some of the side effects, but I think I'm immune. And the bottle is just sticking around the edge of the smoke, but slowly. Okay, 2 quick kills. Keep pushing on up, dang. King has got to go big now. It's him alone, caught out. He's going to pick up a double for himself, and now it's all on flying Dinko. At a comparatively very quiet day so far, a player who we look up to as perhaps the best, the most consistent player on his Invictus side, but there's nothing he can do, Dinko. Fair shares of trials and tribulations.
I just
But
can't
they
believe
still
it.
get 7 rounds.
Can't believe, well, I can, but Invictus were all the first half, right? They were winning so many rounds at the end of this one. I was thinking maybe 2 more rounds, but they went on and pull it right back to, it was it, 3. Invictus somehow choke it. I don't think that's going to be enough anymore. I honestly think because of that last few round performance out of TYLOO, I think that's enough now to give them this win. They can get off to a good start here in this pistol. That'll only cement that ideology further.
Well, let's see which way this one goes. Attacker is jumping around. He's making a lot of noise. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. That was unnecessary, Mr. Attacker. Well, now they've lost a man. The hit's going to be coming in. Good flashbang, and Danking's got to do a lot of work. Dinko's got to find a second, which he will. Will that be enough, though? It's now a 3. Already dropping on down. Oh, he almost finds destroyed. That is... And somebody waiting for one player to peek. Slowly he's gone brilliant setup, and now flying stuff. How that is so well played by Slowly and somebody, but it is still ludicrous. That is still ludicrous.
Couldn't have been a round where Invictus loses. The fact that they did let it slide, I mean, it should have been a round for them and a step in the right direction at the start of the second half. But now that they've got that slide, fantastic stuff from TYLOO getting back into it. King getting that second kill as well inside of the site. If he doesn't get that second kill, which he was this one here after here, there we go. Yeah. That one. That's the kill. It kind of changes this round. That's what sets this team up for success. And then obviously very well played in the TYLOO. There's 5 rounds in a row now. Let's just keep a track of that number. But here comes the Deagles. Oh no. Right on cue. Flying delivering. He walks forward with a chance for another, but he is going to go down. And Summer and Dan King are looking to recover this round. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess forcing TYLOO to respect them. They've tried it so many times with TYLOO. Chelsea just has a Tech 9, so yeah, it should be an easy kill from Mr. Somebody. He does have a helmet, and Kevlar is going to be pushing on Arch for Invictus, but they might just... get the information conveyed. He knows there's no one who's crossed. Destroyer is going to peek out, and somebody... This is... Somebody, Dinko. He waits for his teammates. He holds an angle. He doesn't aggress alone. Hello? Somebody? Is someone smurfing on his... Somebody we know. Well played. Well played from somebody.
Thank you, somebody. He's listening. I doubt it. But he doesn't understand a single thing we're saying.
For a bit there.
Right, yeah. That's the kill switch. They're finally... He is. Got the kill switch ready. But 90 on right now in a spot where they're seeming unstoppable. The scoreline is close, right? By looking at it from an eye test, we had no context to it. The fact that they've now won 6 rounds in a row. If you take that away, the scoreline looks close. But right now, TYLOO are anything but close right now. They're full control in terms of the momentum of this game. And again, another opening in favor of TYLOO. This time from the spray down through the wall, flying, losing his life early into round number 18.
Danking, not a big fan of this. You're a man up. You're a man up. There's no need to hold an angle where it's a 50-50 duel where the smoke dissipates, in which Destroyer would have that one headshot advantage. Molotov behind Danking, and he's gonna sit in front of it, Dinko, and he's finally gonna get taken down. Yes, he gets a kill, but was that really necessary, Danking? He could have got the kill and just held the angle, fallen on back. There's so many avenues, so many options available for Danking, and he goes for the worst one. Over post plant.
Well, Flash is up. Shouts again has a good to take down Summer. At 3v3, once again, are reinstated. Equilibrium on the server, slowly, with the kill. Viva going down. Now the rest of the squad start to move on to the bomb. They're going to go for the defuse through the smoke, and while Bortles trying his best, but down to the second, denies the defuse. What a hero for Invictus. And it will tie the scoreline up.
Well, that's a way to win a round there. Again, only in the hands of Danking, but was that really... Firstly, he was playing aggressively. He gets to kill Dinko.
Oh, that was nice.
But a great transfer from Bottle, though. He manages to clutch it out, but these small little mistakes, it kind of leads to a domino effect, right? It's kind of like the butterfly effect, where you don't know what's really gonna... if it's gonna really make the difference between going for... between winning or losing a round, but where you're not being forced to make them, you're making them yourselves. Like, you get the kill, it's a 5v3. Why push ahead? Why not just hold the angle, force the T's to walk into your crosshair where you have the advantage, or even better, fall on back, wait for the Molotov to extinguish itself, then fall back to safety. It makes it so much easier. Instead, you die, you leave it to a 4v3, still, it's a numbers game, just mitigating the risk. And unfortunately, Dang, I feel like he's the biggest culprit when it comes to this team.
Slowly behind the sandbags. A little bit of pressure. Shouts out gate going down and flying. Does hit the reply. 7 seconds on that clock. It's Invictus gathering their troops outside of the A bomb side. Rotation has come through for the mini map, but keep an eye on Dan King and his whereabouts. Number 6 on that mini map. Keep an eye on his location. And while somebody's going to start spraying that bomb planted, they're going to try and down here with Dan King. And well, you know, it doesn't really do much. And that flank could have been huge, but doesn't work out for. He only manages the one, but I think even they cannot win this round. Attacker, hello.
Done.
Finally have a mass, right? Oh, a second chance, but it's Flying surviving. 4 kills. A much better round from Flying. He was on Frag starting this one, 12 on the board now. He's had a pretty quiet performance, like you said a couple of minutes ago, across this entire, both series, across the entire day, right? And in their opening best of 3, Flying was a non-factor. It was Viva. Today, Flying has just not really hit his stride, and it's weird to see. You know, he's a player we generally talk about being consistent and not really having these bad performances. But Invictus back into the lead and back now where they should be taking 11-9. Absolutely no problems.
Still, you just have to go back just a few, just about 30 minutes ago. Go back, no, make that 45 minutes. Go back to the Inferno scoreline, Dinko. And just remember, Invictus are 14 to 8, 14 to 9, just wrecked their happy places. Somehow he finds a kill, and shouts again. Well, he's so lucky to stay alive. There, Viva's there to save him. That looked a little too scary and Danking. The man has no fear. He's going to come pushing up. Will ensure they get up to none of their shenanigans. 2-round lead. Barely, though, I think. Barely. It's not enough. Until they get to 16, I'm not going to be feeling safe for Invictus.
Well, this is an important round for TYLOO. Going into this, they don't really have a whole lot of utility to play with here, Blood, at all. So it is going to come down to what TYLOO do best, and that is the Imjules. Playing with the smokes, playing with their opponent's utility, which is often something that's overlooked. And while Dan King has taken away, destroyed to open things up. Now it's all about thinking about the next move, and unfortunately, losing Summer is the move. All has taken him down with a Mach 10, and while slowly continues to hang around towards top ramp, and he goes down to Shouts at Gay. TYLOO have given the man advantage away here. They have given Invictus the advantage into round 21, to potentially go on to lead 12-9.
Slowly out in the open towards the ramp here. I'm not sure what he was doing over there. Yeah, why would he do that when the smoke just about to dissipate? And Danking's doing... Oh, that's so well played by Flying. Just toying with Danking, leaving it all on somebody, and he has... Well, where does he go now, Dinka? Where does he go? He knows the bomb wasn't spotted towards B, so he's going to be gambling for just heading towards his A-bomb site where, well, he was getting flanked by Viva, but he has managed to circumvent the timing. Oh, that must have been a bit of a...
How has it come to the point where Invictus only have 2 players?
Look at how low they are.
Exactly.
Look at how low they are.
This game of Counter-Strike doesn't make sense, but Invictus, though, they're winning some very crucial rounds here on their T side. You know, they're going to be 12-9 up. They're 4 away from victory on TYLOO's map pick, which is, again, another reason as to why I was kind of skeptical when it comes to this TYLOO map pick. I'm not a big fan of them picking Vertigo because I don't think any team is good on this map in the entire continent of Asia. So, yeah, I just...
Continent, Dinko. But
that's how bad. Like, that's how bad it is, Blair. Like, such a huge continent, no one's good on the map. It just makes no sense, and why we see it. I feel like Overpass is actually a better map for a lot of these teams, and we barely see Overpass.
I feel like TYLOO basically try and get teams to pick Overpass against them because they're like, oh, we don't play that much of Overpass. You can pick it if you want, or it can be a decider, and they're secretly...
Why Invictus just immediately removed it in the previous series, shall I say? I don't know if they did this time as well. Let me have a look at that. It could have done. Yeah, it was Invictus clearly very uncomfortable on the map, and TYLOO just... they'd be willing to play it.
They barely... it's kind of like, I wouldn't say secret pick for TYLOO, but something which they can, be surprisingly good on. What is going on? There's no... Imposter among
Look at the kills, though.
Dying. Slow. Get out of the vent. Get the kill. Fine, he's dead. Destroyers found him.
D4, and a minute and 20 seconds. Guy sees him, and that's another. Losing out Vertigo and sending a B Mirage. They've got a double upset. Up on Vertigo here. I wasn't a big fan of the double up setup in this current scenario where neither of the teams actually know how to well try something, pull it out, see what the ramp. It hasn't really worked out for him, but Destroy, obviously not Destroyer's fault, but more so Viva, TYLOO at the start of round 23.
Bottle peeks around the corner, and they still have money in the bank. Even if they lose this game, Dingo, that is where things can get very scary. Danking, he hears all the flashes just ringing out, and he's going to do the smart thing, not really face. He's going to hold a much more safer angle with the AWP.
Well, Danking on the site. Shasa Gate, I feel like he's going to win this fight. He just has such a better position for this, but his head has been spotted. Danking, that's such a percentage play. You have to hit his head. You have to hit a small pixel or a small gathering of pixels right in front of you, and that's the risk you're willing to take. He's fallen back. He hasn't been punished for it. He should have died.
Yeah, it's so unnecessary, isn't it? And even if he gets a kill, Dinko, what's a guarantee he's not going to get traded, right? There could be someone right next to him. Usually when teams are going to be peering up the ramp area, it's going to be two of them peeking together, maybe even three, or maybe even with a flashbang. In flash pops, he just blinded. He's going to be caught like a deer in the headlights in the middle of a dark street. 4v5, utility going to be deployed by the Invictus side. 2 Molotovs, the smoke's going to be blooming, and Danking's going to be forced off his position. He's still gonna leg Xiao Sage. Oh, you know, with the Molotov. No, he did leg him. And
It's just smart. He'll hear the tap and he can go for the spray. He's letting the time run down, and somebody's just sticking the defuse. He's come off it, Blair. He's come off the defuse, goes back onto it again. And he's gonna pull it off. Oh, what is going on, Blair? It doesn't make sense. 11 rounds for TYLOO.
oh, my lungs hurt.
Do it ever again. Thank you very much, Attacker. Who has currently 921, by the way. Not a good performance from him.
Yep, but Invictus is going to be very happy with that. They're opting not to head towards B. They're going to be getting back towards A with just 2 players. Haven't opted to go for the gablet. Somebody's holding a very ballsy angle here. He's going to be forced up from his position once more. Slowly's got a gap. But that could be a bait, or is that it? He's going to get the kill. Chuck going to be stepping on top. I'm just going to go for the save. 2 ops and a re. Why is he still? Okay.
Okay, yeah, obviously is the main blunder that calls the answer back from that either. Look how the round plays out. Tactical pause is being used up. There's one rank. and Summer still rocking say it, but they actually